Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for having me. This has been great. I've loved hearing about all of your businesses. It's my first time to Talk Shop, so what a cool organization. And I'm gonna attempt to share my screen. Share. Okay. Are you all seeing that?
Yes.
Okay, great. So creative aging, I know some of you know about us, and we have, I'll just give a shout out to Vista Points and Bill Emmerling. They have been a wonderful sponsor of ours. And so at least one person here, and Mary Lou knows about us from the PNA. Jennifer Roberts is on the call too. She is our board chair. So welcome, Jen, and thanks for joining. Creative aging has been around since 2003. And it's funny how some people just have no idea who we are. And for some people, we're a part of their daily existence. But our job is real simple. It's to enrich the lives of older adults through the arts. And the way we do that is by bringing music and art to them where they are, whether that's in an adult daycare center, a nursing home, an independent living community, a subsidized housing community, or to a community venue for those older adults who are able to and want to get out and do things. We hold events at Theater Memphis, at the Dixon, and at public libraries around town. And I probably don't need to tell you all why. Uh-oh, wait a minute, hang on. It's hard for me to move forward with my, here we go. I'm having trouble advancing. Let's see. There we go. I probably don't need to tell you guys why we do what we do, but I think these images help give you a sense of it. Music and art can make people, it can wake people up. It can help them thrive. It can help them feel like they're still a part of life, because in fact, they are a part of life, even though they may be living in a different community or have some physical limitations. So we have 3 programs, and you're seeing pictures now of our first program called Community Performances. We work with about 70 different communities all around town, and we have professional musicians and artists that we pay to come to these communities and really engage the residents that are there. And I think we all know, hopefully in our lives, we've been lucky enough to go to some concerts, whether that's the Rolling Stones or the symphony or something in between. But any music makes your heart quicken and gets your smile going bigger, and lots of joyful energy and lightness that comes into our lives. There's some quotes here from some of the community, some of the things that people say. And I'm always just amazed when I go to these performances, and maybe some of you have seen performances that we've presented, or you've just been in a senior community and seen some other type of music or activity going on. Even bingo, which is, can be kind of rote. It's just so exciting and just something to really give people energy and excitement. But I think, this comment from Westlake Graceland Gardens, where, the residents came out of their apartments and they felt a sense of pride and fellowship, and nobody ever wants to let go of that. We also do this great event that I mentioned a little bit at Theater Memphis. The Senior Art Series, unfortunately, has not happened in 2020 because of COVID, but hopefully we'll be back in 2021, whether it's virtual or outdoors or some combination. But what we do through this program is basically leverage the incredible assets we have in the greater Memphis community for the benefits of seniors. So I reach out to Opera Memphis and to the Symphony and to Theater Memphis and other arts organizations and say, hey, what are you guys doing already? Will you bring it to this stage on this day during the day? 1:30 in the afternoon. It's $5 for seniors, free parking, free snacks afterwards, free drinks. We take away all the barriers, and really that's what is so wonderful. So seniors who would not be able to afford to go downtown to the Cannon Center to see the symphony can still see them in a real theater environment. And that's just one example. You know, it's during the day. So that fear of getting out at night, the fear of driving at night has gone away. The expensive parking ticket has gone away. And it is really wonderful. We get from 150 to 400 seniors at these events. And I can't wait to get going with it again. So you see people lining up to do that. And here's a list of some of our wonderful community partners that have been a part of the Senior Art Series and the work that we do there. Our third program is called Senior Studio, and y'all, this has gone gangbusters during COVID. While a lot people are always saying, well, have you guys had to just close down? And the answer is absolutely not. Seniors are really interested in taking classes on Zoom. Would they rather go to the library or to the senior center? Sure. But while they can't, they are figuring out how to work the Zoom platform. They are showing up, they are learning to paint and play the dulcimer and act and all sorts of things on Zoom. And it's really, really exciting. So you see some pictures here of some folks at the Bickford Senior Center on the left, and then Lee Cagle, our dulcimer teacher, is out at the Bartlett Senior Center in that picture. You know, and all the time people come in and they say, oh, I'm not very creative. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can act. I can't sculpt. I can't paint. And I think this just really draws on the really important thing that we're all aware of. Sometimes when you step away from that job, or, you know, you're living at home by yourself, it's easy to think that you can't do things. It's easy to lose confidence. And so as we are teaching these arts-based skills to seniors, we're doing something that's way more important than that. We're giving them a sense of confidence, a sense of accomplishment, and truly a community as they attend classes week after week, and they meet with the same people and they learn things from teachers and find out how incredibly smart and wonderful they are. So it's exciting. Here's some information about the impact that we make and the number of things that we're doing. It's a lot of fun. We love our artists. We love the community groups that we work with. And we would be happy to answer any questions that you may have. People always want to know, you know, how do you survive? How do you make it as a nonprofit? You can see our support comes from a variety of sources. We are able to earn a lot of the revenue that we make, which is a nice thing in a nonprofit environment, especially now. But we are going strong through COVID. It's been amazing. People have continued to support our senior community. And I know we're all glad that's happening. So anyway, that is my short presentation. And I would love to answer any questions that you all may have about what we do, or if we can reach someone you know, you can certainly send me a private message. My information is in the chat. We're always excited to work with new communities and reach new groups, try new classes.
Mia, are you nationwide? I'm in California, or are you in Memphis only? And if so, whereabouts exactly are you located in Memphis so we can go to you, or my sister can go to you?
Yeah, so Creative Aging has been a virtual office since we started in 2003. So the best way to reach me is by email or telephone, and that information's in the chat. Our whole premise, Curtis, has been that we go to seniors. We don't need yet another place, another building, another expensive structure to maintain. What we try to do is be efficient, financially, because there are so many places where seniors are going. So we bring the music and the art to them in the place that they're comfortable. You know, a lot of seniors stop driving, sort of. You know, they still drive to church, or they go to the grocery store, and they go to the little places that are very close to their neighborhood. So what we try to do is be in the neighborhood and be at that church or at that community center or the library or wherever is close and accessible to the seniors. And in answer to your question about nationwide, we are local. Creative Aging was founded in Memphis. There are some organizations around the country that do similar types of work, but we're not a franchise or anything like that. But in fact, our board met yesterday and talked about the possibility of helping other communities start their own creative aging and sharing our model with other communities, because it is something that is feasible in any community with a large arts world to tap into.
Good morning, Mia. This is Bill Emmerling with Vista
Hi,
Points. How are you?
I'm great.
Congratulations, number one, on such a successful fundraiser event you hosted last month.
Thank you.
I'd like for you, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you give some of us an idea of the type of performances that you've sponsored in the past, and maybe what your plans might be for the future if we ever get back to semi-normal?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So first, the past. I think some of my favorite performances are the things that we do at the senior, as part of our senior art series, which we hold at Theater Memphis, which for anyone who's not in town is a real centrally located community venue that is also very accessible to seniors in wheelchairs, walkers, etc. They've just remodeled. It's going to be even more accessible as we move forward. But we, for example, one of the perennial favorites is A Christmas Carol, which is a very popular Charles Dickens production that Theater Memphis does every year. And so we sell out that show every year. And in fact, we were supposed to have 2 performances of it this year. And unfortunately, Theater Memphis is not able to do that at all. One performance, when the symphony was there, we had a senior pull her harmonica out of her pocket and get up on the stage with the symphony, completely spontaneous, and play her harmonica along with this string quartet. We had another incident where we had this band called John and Gotti. John and Gotti's got about a 5-piece band. He does a lot of religious music, but he also does a lot of Billy Joel, Elton John type music, and he's just unbelievable. And the seniors are all standing up in their seats at Theater Memphis, and we had this woman who lives at the Parkview, like basically hoist herself up on the stage and get up there and start dancing with the band. At which point I said, okay, we are going to have like bodyguards or something down at the front to keep the seniors off the stage. But how wonderful that, it's just like, I have teenagers. I'm sort of an adult teenager myself. And then we have these people who are 80, and we're all acting the same and responding in really dramatic and exciting ways to music. And that's where you see, the excitement in your work. And, we see the same sort of reaction in senior communities, performances. Joyce Cobb will go play like down at the Bickford Community Center, which is north of the Pyramid in downtown Memphis. And they have a wonderful senior program there with about 80 seniors that come every day. They play cards, they eat lunch, and they get up and dance. And I can't really keep up with them. It's kind of embarrassing when they try to drag me out on the floor because it's not one of my talents. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, and you're not putting me on the spot, Bill. And in terms of where we're going in the future, I think we'll expand the senior art series. We'll continue to grow that program because there's so much demand. We'll continue to work with senior communities. I mean, we're in 70 right now around town, and we're open to more. And the senior studio, seniors love taking a 6-week class. They love, and it's free. So they take class, they meet other people, they get out to their library or their community center, and it's there's just nothing bad about it.
So what do you charge for a ticket for an hour and a half of fantastic professional performances?
It's $5, and we love that. And I'm going to tell you, I've had people say, "Well, why do you charge the seniors?" I say, because first of all, we got to pay for it. We got to pay these musicians. We got to pay Theater Memphis, et cetera, et cetera. But the seniors want to pay. We have seniors who come in with bags of quarters. There is an enormous pride in taking care of yourself and being able to take yourself to the theater. And it is really going to an event and going to the theater. We do have scholarships for people who really need them, but we have very few times when people ask for that. They want to pay that $5 and they want to go to the show. So
it gives them a vested
Leah,
interest in it. First of all, I want to thank you for all that y'all do. You have a great service for senior community, but you don't have to be I guess, senior. You don't have to be in your 80s to be able to go and enjoy that.
Yeah.
I've attended several of the performances. I saw Ron Jewell do Mark Twain with Joyce Cobb and Hairspray. And when I'm sitting in the audience and watching the people around me, because I'm a people watcher, and I love to see the people who I consider seniors to be sitting there rocking and rolling along with the
Right.
whatever the band is, or enjoying the play. It's so much fun.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Pat, and thank you for that comment. And it is very interesting when people ask me about what we do and who we serve. I think we all have to keep in mind that a senior is 65 to let's say 95. That's 30 years. You know, where were you from 20 to 50? Think of all the changes in your life, and each 3 decades are massively different. So yeah, what is a senior today? It's a huge range. So it's our challenge to continue to reach seniors who are at all points in that continuum.
Mia, this is Troy McDonald. I was wondering, when Pat had attended quite a few of your functions, she's quite a dancer. I was wondering if Pat ever got up on stage and showed her stuff.
Yeah, was she the one?
Was she the one
No.
Y'all can't ask me to rat anybody out here.
Come on, Mia, tell us the truth. I've seen Pat dance. She moves quite well.
Well, I think you've been
me.
challenged, Pat.
I heard she plays
But
her
I did sing
harmonica.
on stage with John Belushi. Lynn and I did.
Did you? Wow.
Well, that's
Well, not the
probably
real John Belushi.
before or after the medication.
That was before.
Mia, can you tell us specifically, you mentioned how that seniors often go through a depression during the holidays. Do you have any specific events you can share with us that we can help seniors get to?
Well, this holiday season, it's going to be pretty limited. Unfortunately, with COVID, there just really aren't many group gatherings. None of our community arts partners are doing their normal holiday events. So the Nutcracker is not happening. A Christmas Carol is not happening. We are working with Theater Memphis, hopefully, to get a video version of that we can share. And if that happens, I'll let you know, and we will widely promote it, and at least maybe encourage people to get with their family and watch the show or something that could be uplifting. And we're in every senior community that will have us, but as you all may know, a lot of senior communities are not allowing non-essential people in. We do have a few that are, but those are the more independent folks who are just basically, it's an apartment building, with seniors. So it's a tough time. And so I just encourage everyone in the world to take a minute and reach out to the older people in their lives, especially this holiday season. It's gonna take a lot of one-on-one effort this year, because a lot of the community supports just aren't able to be in place because of COVID. And that's for the safety of the seniors, really, more than anyone.
I have a question, Mia. When you mentioned that about the older people, is there any kind of agency, or can you put in the chat log any kind of agency that has an organized way for people to send greeting cards or just something to people they don't even know in these assisted livings, nursing homes that can't see their families?
In fact, we do that. So if anybody wants to send greeting cards to strangers, when COVID started, we sent about 400 greeting cards out to seniors living in communities that we know to be more isolated. For reasons good and bad, there are some communities that just have more lonely folks than others. And so we work to get the cards to those who are in the greatest need. So I would be more than happy. I'll add my my mailing address to the chat. And if anybody wants to send some cards, we'll be happy to get them on to seniors who are really the most lonely.
Can you put that in the chat log, Mia?
Sure, I will.
So much. Yes, that is such a ministry.
Mia, what other kind of seminars are you looking for?
Well, we're always happy to tell people about the work that we do. But I want people to, I'm looking for people who are interested in finding out about this, people who want to know about the needs of older adults, people who are interested in the arts and in the partnerships that we have and trying to leverage the wonderful assets we have in our community for the benefit of everybody in the community. Our focus is seniors, but and that's who we tend to talk to, groups that either have, everybody has seniors in their life. If you're a bunch of young people, you have grandparents. If you're middle-aged, you have parents. There are always people who want to know about creative aging and ways to connect and to make older adults' lives really the best they can be. And ageism,
I guess that's true. I appreciate that. Well, I was really looking forward to, you're talking about having 6-week programs.
Oh.
I didn't know if you were looking for what type of 6-week programs do you need? What kind of 6-week programs do you have?
We have about 15, 17 different 6-week programs that we offer now, and all of our programs are arts-based. So it's guitar, dulcimer, maybe 5 or 6 different types of painting, creative writing, pottery making, several different types of pottery making, weaving, Spanish, but everything has to be sort of an arts related thing. I think what you do could be really helpful for some people, and I would be happy to pass on some information to you, but it isn't something like finance isn't what we do or anything.
No, it wouldn't be. Mm-mm.
Yeah. But
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Mia, this is Wes Laughlin. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm an attorney here. I am a senior, an artist and musician of sorts. I noted that Tennessee Crafts threw a large virtual craft fair at the first of this month, and they're of course, they have 600 to 800 members. Probably some of the potters you've been working with, because a number of the members are here in town. I'd love to talk to you, just have a cup of coffee sometime and just see what can come out of it. As far as I'm a patron of the arts. I think most people in the arts group think of me as a patron instead of worrying too much about what I produce. But anyway, I'd love to just have a cup of coffee or something sometime and see what comes out of it.
Sure. Well, I'll reach out to you. That sounds great.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mia, this is Janelle, and one of my first exposure to creative aging was a couple of years ago at Theater Memphis when Bill and I shared a table, and it was so much fun to watch those seniors who many of them I knew could not have afforded to go to a regular theater show, but you were right, they were so proudly paid their $5, and then they would come in and they would talk about how excited they were, something that they had seen before and something that was coming up, and it was just a real joy to hear them as they passed through the line and went into the theater, and then to watch their faces just demonstrate that joy and happiness that they may not have felt when they first walked in the door.
Right. Thank you, Janelle. That's very sweet. Thank you for saying that.
Wow. This has been an awesome production. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Well,
No,
Mia,
I just want to comment. I just want to comment also that Home Helpers was a sponsor 1 year for Creative Aging Program. It is without a doubt one of the most enriching programs, and you do not skimp on the talent. Just because the cost is $5, every show that I attended was top notch, unbelievably entertaining, and cry and laugh and all that. So thank you for what you do.
Well, Mary Lou, thank you. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. And thanks to Mid-South Home Helpers and all of the organizations that have sponsored us. We have so many organizations in the senior care community that really do support us, and we couldn't do the work without it. And we're thankful to the Tennessee Arts Commission, to some local foundations, Arts Memphis. There are lots of folks who support us, but everyone from the people who are giving us $30,000 to the people who are giving us $100, we are grateful, because it takes all these supporters, and so many people care. So thank you all.
I'd like to know when the Rolling Stones are coming. I missed that date.
Well, I've got a call in to them.
Okay.
So I'll let you know.
Tell Nick I said hi.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I certainly
Mark,
think
you
they'd be
just
eligible.
can't get no
Well, they're
satisfaction.
Yeah, Mia, I
Yeah, I think
apologize.
you
I
better
haven't
hurry.
been able to fit you into my schedule. This is Troy McDonald. I've been so busy with my Frank Sinatra tour, but one of these days I'll get out there and perform among the seniors, but you just have to be me. I'm really quite popular right now.
Okay.
Run, Mia, run.
Yeah.
That's a scary thought.
That sounds like a new opportunity for Talk Shop. Do a talent show.
Hey, Mia, I'm a stagehand at the Orpheum. They don't ever get involved with something like that, correct?
Well, the Orpheum, no, not directly. I mean, we have tried to get the Orpheum to do some things with us, but unfortunately, what they have done, they have an education program that's really great. And last year, we worked with them they came out to Kirby Pines, one of the senior communities that we work with, and they helped the seniors there put on a Christmas production. And it was a combination of the Orpheum's STARS program, which are their high school kids that are really active in theater and drama in their high schools. And, these are kids who want to go on and make a career of it. And they came out and worked. So we had this intergenerational program with those folks from the Orpheum and the adults at Kirby Pines. And it was really fantastic. So I'd say they always are trying to have a partnership, but they really can't. They can't make their tickets available at a price that works for our seniors, which is, it's okay. I mean, they've got people from Broadway. They're getting charged. It's not like they don't want to. It's just too expensive.
Right. I knew that there were other programs that might, like you just had explained. And to Mary Lou's point, when the Theater of Memphis puts on a show, from what I know about theater, they don't get, it's the same show that everybody else is getting to see.
Right.
That they perform for the seniors. I'm certain of it, because it would be just too hard to get anybody else, because there's people behind the scenes too working as well.
Right.
So that's awesome that they get to see that show. I see A Christmas Carol every year at Theater Memphis, and it's just a wonderful production.
It really puts you in the right frame of mind.
Doesn't it though?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Any others? Well,
I would just say one of my favorite memories, a couple of years ago during Veterans Day, Mia did arrange for quite a few of the seniors to stand up during their fight song in the audience. And there was probably 275 people at Theater Memphis. And I'd say close to half had all served in some form or fashion, either in Vietnam, Korea, and World War II. And we're talking about men and women veterans, just incredible. It was really made your heart feel good.
Yeah. I love that patriotic celebration. It's awesome.
All right. Well, hey, this has just been a really wonderful presentation. Mia Henley with Creative Aging, a wonderful